Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about equivalent weights.
This video is brought to you by DreamsMadeEasy.wordpress.com. Log on to DreamsMadeEasy.wordpress.com and find free mock tests, solutions, and tutorials. Check the links in the description for more such helpful topics. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
In this video, we will be learning what are equivalent weights, how to calculate equivalent weights of ions and radicals with the help of some examples, calculating equivalent weight of compounds, calculating equivalent weights in a simple way. We will be learning how to do that, graph equivalent weights and equivalence. So let's start. Equivalent weights in chemistry. So what we mean by equivalent weights in chemistry? So equivalent weights are the number of parts by mass of the substance which combine or displace directly or indirectly 1.008 parts by mass of hydrogen, or 8 parts by mass of oxygen, or 35.5 parts by mass of chlorine, or 108 parts by mass of silver. So this is just the definition, and you may do well by just writing it down in your notes. So let's try to understand what it actually means. So let's take a simple example. Let's say we have a simple compound like MgO, and MgO is actually made up of Mg2 plus and O2 minus. Now let me write the molar mass, and this is 24 grams and this is 16 grams. So according to the definition, equivalent mass is that much which displaces 8 grams of oxygen. So 16 grams of oxygen are displaced by 24 grams of magnesium. So 8 grams of oxygen are displaced by 8 into 24 by 16. Simple unitary method, and we have 12 grams. So remember in mind that equivalent mass of Mg2 plus, not MgO but Mg2 plus, equivalent mass of Mg2 plus is 12 grams. So remember this, that this is just Mg2 plus and not MgO. So remember this, that this is the equivalent mass is that of Mg2 plus and not of MgO. So is simple, and equivalent mass of Mg2 plus is 12 grams.
Let us take another example. Say we have a compound CuO. Now CuO is made up of the Cu2 plus and O2 minus. Now Cu2 plus has a molar mass of 63.5 grams and O2 minus has a molar mass of 16 grams. Now as before, we know that 16 grams of O2 minus are being replaced or displaced by 63.5 grams of Cu2 plus. This is Cu2 plus, you may write it here, and this is O2 minus. So again 8 grams of O2 minus will be replaced by how much? 8 into 63.5 by 16, and that comes out to be 31.75 grams. So this 31.75 grams is the equivalent weight of Cu2 plus. So we write the equivalent mass, the equivalent mass of Cu2 plus is 31.75 grams. In the last example, what we had done is taken a compound known as CuO. In the new example, we will be taking up another compound known as Cu2O. Now this is made up of 2Cu plus O2 minus. So we have 2 of Cu plus for every single of O2 minus. So the molar mass of Cu plus, is 63.5 grams, and therefore 2Cu plus will have a molar mass of 2 into 63.5 grams. And as before, the molar mass of O2 minus is 16 grams. So as before, let's do our unitary method. So 16 grams of O2 minus are replaced by 2 into 63.5 grams of Cu plus. So this is Cu plus and this is O2 minus. Now according to the definition, how much of Cu plus is required to displace 8 grams of oxygen? So 8 grams will be displaced by 2 into 63.5 into 8 by 16, and that comes out to be 63.5 grams. So the equivalent mass of Cu plus comes out to be 63.5 grams.
Please note that the equivalent mass of a substance may have different values under different conditions. In the last two examples, Cu plus has an equivalent mass of 63.5 grams and Cu2 plus has an equivalent mass of 31.75 grams. So the substance coppered has different equivalent masses under different circumstances. So let's take up the definition of equivalent weights once again. The number of parts by mass of the substance which combine or displace directly or indirectly 1.008 parts by mass of hydrogen, or 8 parts by mass of oxygen, or 35.5 parts by mass of chlorine, 108 parts by mass of silver. So you might be thinking that why am I obsessed with oxygen? It's nothing, they were just some examples. Now I will be showing you some examples with respect to hydrogen, chlorine and silver. So let's move on. So let us now take an example with hydrogen. So let us take the example of HNO3. So HNO3 is made up of the ion H plus and NO3 minus. The atomic or the molar mass of H plus is 1.008 grams and that of NO3 minus is 62 grams. So as we had in the definition, we can easily point out that the equivalent mass of NO3 minus is 62 grams. So let me write it down for you. So similarly, if you follow the definition, you can easily find out the equivalent weights with respect to chlorine, with respect to Ag, etc. So you may be thinking that do we need to do so much calculations to find the equivalent weights? And the answer is no. In simple terms, we'll try to find out the equivalent weight of any ion or radical or any compound in the easiest way, and we will define the easiest way. The easiest way for finding the equivalent weight of a radical or ion. So equivalent weight of radical or ion equals atomic mass or formula mass, as the case may be, divided by the valency of the element. Valency of the element or the charge of the radical. Examples: say we have a radical NO3 minus, and what is the formula mass of this? It is 14 plus 48, isn't it? So 14 plus 48 divided by 1, we have only one negative here, so it gives you 62, and that is the equivalent weight. So in any other case, this formula is same. For example, in the case of fluorine, F minus, fluorine ion, the atomic mass is 19 and the valency is 1, so we have the equivalent weight to be 19 grams. You can write grams here. So that is the concept that you need to grasp. So far we have been talking about the equivalent weight of ions and the equivalent weight of radicals. Now we will be talking about the equivalent weight of a compound. So if we have a compound AB which can be broken into A plus and B minus ions or radicals, then the equivalent weight of AB is equals, so let me write it down here for you, equivalent weight of AB equals equivalent weight of A plus equivalent weight of B. So the equivalent weight of, say, a compound like AgNO3 equals 108, which is the equivalent weight of Ag plus, and NO3 minus, the equivalent weight of NO3 minus we just found out, and it was 62. So the equivalent weight is 170. And for you will be finding out the equivalent weight of H2SO4, AgCl, and writing the answers in the comment section below. So you might be thinking now as to what is the use of this equivalent weight. Why do we need to add another jargon to chemistry? And let's try to understand it. We know that the equivalent weight of Na plus is 23 grams. And whenever we say that the 23 grams of Na is present, we will know that if we have to oxidize it, we will require 8 grams of O2 minus. So 8 grams of O2 minus will always be required to oxidize in 23 grams of Na plus. We also say that 1 gram equivalent of Na plus, or we can also call it 1 equivalent of Na plus, will always require 1 gram equivalent of O2 minus. So this is 1 gram equivalent or 1 equivalent. So 1 equivalent of any substance will always be requiring 1 equivalent of the other substance to oxidize it, to displace it, whatever. So that's the main use of equivalent weights. For example, if you have 1 milli equivalent of H plus, then you will be requiring 1 milli equivalent of OH minus, and 1 equivalent is equals how much? 1 equivalent equals the equivalent weight of that substance. So 1 gram equivalent or 1 equivalent is equal to the equivalent weight of the substance. So I hope you have got my concept, that if you require if you have 1 equivalent of any substance, it will be requiring 1 equivalent of the other substance to oxidize it or to displace it. So that's the concept of equivalent weights. For example, if we have 1 equivalent of H plus ions, then we will be requiring only 1 equivalent of OH minus ions. Of course, the equivalent weights are different. So to say that 1 equivalent of H plus weighs 1 gram or 1.008 grams exactly, and 1 equivalent of OH minus weighs 17 grams. So 1 equivalent of H plus will always require 1 equivalent of OH minus. Similarly, 1 equivalent of Na plus will be requiring 1 equivalent of O2 minus. So that is the use of this equivalent weights. Here is a very simple question for you. What is the equivalent weight of M plus in compound MCl if the mass percent of chlorine by mass is 20%? You may pause the video and you may try it out on your own. The answer to this question is the equivalent weight of M plus is 142 grams. Now if you have not got it, you can keep watching the video and I will explain it to you. In this question, the chlorine content is 20% by mass. What it means is that the chlorine content in every 100 grams is 20 grams. So the chlorine content in every 100 grams is 20 grams. Now the mass of the element in this 100 grams should be, so mass of the element for every 100 grams equals 80 grams. So what we have? We have 20 grams of chlorine or Cl minus reacting with 80 grams of metal, and therefore 35.5 grams of Cl minus will be combining with how much? 35.5 into 80 by 20. So that gives you how much? 4. So that is equals to 4 5 20, 4 5 22, 4 3 12, and that comes out to 142. So the equivalent mass of this substance is 142 grams. So I hope that is clear to you. If you have enjoyed watching the video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel and log on to DreamsMadeEasy.wordpress.com. Thank you.